We're here with Tricia and a very unique facility in Bay. Are we in Bay St. Louis?
We're actually in Pearlington, Mississippi.
Actually in Pearlington, okay. And what do we have here? What is this Infinity Science Center?
Infinity Science Center is a place where fun meets fascinating. It is geared toward anyone of any age group, from a young kid to an adult who's been out in the field forever and retired.
Very good. Now, this is the children will enjoy it in here, and the adults as well. Tell me, first of all, what type of exhibits and playthings do you have for the children?
Well, we have several. We start out with NASA exhibits, and we show anything from when the first rocket was built, with a lot of different costumes that the astronauts wear. We show International Space Station. We show food here that you can purchase that the astronauts eat on board the spacecraft. We have things for kids to learn about surface tension. They learn about animal tracks, of which track belongs to which animal. We have a dome theater that's really cool. It's our new addition. And we show immersive movies where you can learn about the history of space. You can learn about, is there life on other planets? You can learn about dinosaurs. I mean, it goes on and on. So it's geared towards any curiosity.
I am showing one of the simulators right now. This is the one that looks like a spacecraft.
Yes.
What is that one?
Okay, that's our Omega simulator, and what it does is when you go inside, it simulates a particular movie that you would explore, a planet, a Star Wars war type of thing. You explore Ice Age, ice caves, anything like that, of that subject matter. So what it does is you go in and you feel like you're part of the movie. It takes you from one direction to another, and you don't even know where you're going to end up. And there's things that are flying at you. But that's all I want to say about it, because I want you to come out to Infinity Science Center to actually try that ride.
It's a very motion
very
ride.
Motion. We highly recommend those who are pregnant, who are not used to the motion, to not go on it, but they can actually see what their kids and what their family members are going through, because we have a camera outside, so they can rest assured that their family members are safe, even though they can't go inside.
Gotcha. Now, also on the floor, you have, I don't know if you call it a simulator, but it has two seats in it.
Yes.
Yeah, what is that?
That's our cockpit. That's when you can go in and become a pilot for a few minutes. You go inside, use the throttle, use your thrusters. You have to be able to, look at it, look at your all your panels to make sure that you're following the directions, and you just take off and you actually fly through a simulated snowstorm or rainstorm. So you have to be sure that you don't go too high, too low, and you just keep the plane steady. And then once you go through that storm, you're able to land with ease.
And as you walk into this one area of the center, it looks like Mars.
Oh, yes.
Tell me about that.
Okay. We just found out recently, a few days ago, that Mars has water. So we have a lot of photographs that show you instances from Mars, and we have TV monitors set up that talk about different places of Mars that we are actually exploring.
We're right next to this, what looks like an igloo, big igloo.
Yes.
What is that?
That is our dome theater, our immersive theater, and when you come out here, you will see that it's going to take different shapes and different looks of it, because we're going to be changing it for our upcoming Homeschool Monday. We have something that is called the Creepy Crawler. So when you come in here, during that time, you may see the dome theater looking a little creepy, but we don't want to tell you what it is. We want you to come out here to see it. But what the dome is a dome theater. It's sort of like a planetarium type of look. You go inside, there are bean bags set up, there are leather seats that recline, and you experience lying down and you watch a movie that will talk about possibly our space areas, space colonies. You will also see the life of a dinosaur. You will see where they came from, where they actually went around and explored and lived. We also have a family that built a colony on the moon, and the kids were actually born there. Now, picture this, being on the moon, never ever seen what it was like living on Earth. So we have a visitor that comes from Earth, its grandfather, to visit his grandkids for the first time, and they're through the eyes of the grandfather, are able to visually see and hear what it's like living in a place that has atmosphere, that has water, that has rain, that has canyons and dinosaurs and the Ice Age. Where on the moon, we know there is no gravity, there is no atmosphere, there is nothing.
Wow.
So-
Well, I would assume that you have to do exhibits like this to keep up with the technology
Yes.
because the kids are getting smarter.
Right, they sure are, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to spark that curiosity in STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. We want them to be sparked up and to get curious and to ask us questions and be smarter than us because they're our future generations.
And I think that's very important to bring out in the fact that any children that go to school and get tired of school, drop out, whatever, it may not be interesting. It's not that they don't want to learn, it's just the way they learn.
Right.
And science centers like this one certainly will challenge their imagination.
Oh, definitely. And what we try to do is we try to tell stories about things and also give detail and facts. So we play games with them to make them remember what things are. Like with the 7 continents, we have our Earth right here. And what we do is we try to spark and say, okay, there's how many continents? There's 7. So there's 4 that begin with the letter A, and then the rest are very easy to remember. So we give them like some samples, like what comes to mind when you think of the continent Africa? What comes to mind with Asia? What comes to mind with Australia, and so forth? And so that helps them to remember an image, a graphic image, so that when they are able to, when they're asked to school, like what are the 7 continents, they can remember these images and then therefore proceed and tell the classroom what the 7 continents are.
Now, we're on one level, and then there's an upper level, and you said something about an adult area.
Yes,
What is
we do
that?
have an adult area. We have what we call our place for the adults to rest and become a kid again. It's called the paper airplane station. And in that station, you can look and follow instructions on a table, or you can build that particular airplane that you did when you were a child, like I can show you that I built when I was a child once we walk upstairs.
Very good. And then around, of course, would you consider this science center a self-guided tour?
Yes, it's a self-guided tour, but there's always us in our white lab coats and NASA here to help you answer any questions. And if we don't know the answer, we'll find someone that can answer it for you. But we highly suggest you come out here. There's lots to do for, like I said, any age, and have fun exploring.